Deadpool is a character that started off as an edgy villain in the 90s. You know, where it's meant to be all cool and edgy. And guess what? It didn't work out! Deadpool has been a fan favorite for quite some time. He entered the mainstream when the 2013 video game released, and eventually made it into the big screen in 2016. Since then, Deadpool has become one of the biggest icons in superhero history, and throughout his runtime, he's had many different appearances. So in this video, I'm going to be ranking every Deadpool design starting from worst to best. Comics, movies, and other media, you name it. Just to clarify, I won't be including any funny joke suits like his funny Thor suit, nor Chef Deadpool. Also, I may not go over every design in the comics just because some of them are kind of hard to difficult. They're kind of difficult to research because pretty much what you'll see are the most iconic designs. I'm also not going to be touching any alternate universe versions like Gwenpool or Pandapool, etc. Just the different versions of Wade Wilson himself. Why is there so many freaking alternate versions of Deadpool? There's so many and it's hard to count, let alone make an entire video going every single one of them. Why does every story need a multiverse? Hollywood, please, for the love of God, stop making superhero movies revolved around the multiverse. It's been done too much at this point that it's less exciting. It seems like it's purely made just for the audience to clap. OMG, he said the line! Everybody clap! Just as for everyone else, please stop shoving Miles and Gwen in every Spider-Man project, or any Marvel project rather. I love them, but in all honesty and respect, they're better off in their own projects. Let's just have Spider-Man be a solo hero, like how he used to be. Stop forcing every Spider-Person to be involved, just stop. I really don't want different Spider-People to define Spider-Man, because it seems like that's what they're going for in today's standards. Just for the record, I did not forget anything. Without further ado, let's get started with the ranking. Starting off, we have without a doubt the worst Deadpool design of all time. Don't act surprised, you knew it was coming. What is this? Are you really expecting me to call this garbage Deadpool? Some of you may be thinking, but why don't you include this offensive insult in the ranking, but not the Thor suit? Well, but let me tell you this, the Thor suit is clearly a parody of Thor, so basically just a Deadpool and Thor mashup. And so there's not much to talk about. This god-awful travesty does not dodge a bullet that easily. Now that Angry Liam is here, he can shit on not only the worst Deadpool redesign, but one of the worst redesigns period. Okay, I guess the design could have worked if it were a completely different character. I will admit, it's a cool design of its own, but not as Deadpool. It's just completely far from what it was intended to be. But to be fair, it could have been a lot worse. As you can see, there's concept art that show alternate designs of how Deadpool would have looked in X-Men Origins Wolverine. And to be completely honest, these all look like dog shit. It's like they were trying to make him far from Deadpool as possible. What in the ever-loving God is this monstrosity? Why is he all hairy? Do they not understand Deadpool at all? I mean, I guess, since this particular one at least gives the closest resemblance to his original design. It's still ass! Just like the final product. Who thought this was a good idea? Are they stupid? The version of Deadpool that's known to all fans is famously known as the Merc with a Mouth. This is the Merc without a mouth. It's like if they thought, hey, let's put Wolverine in a chicken outfit and give him teleportation powers. This would be such a brilliant fucking idea. Imagine taking something that makes your character unique and distinctive and just throwing it down the sink. Would have been a shame if that happened. Luckily, in the end, Ryan Reynolds redeemed the character in his own solo film in 2016 and gave us a more traditional version of the character, which we will go over eventually in this ranking. Ryan Reynolds, thank you. Next up is the Age of Apocalypse design, also known as Dead Man Wade. Yet again, it's a completely different look, so distinctive that you look at it and question who exactly this character is supposed to be. It's stupid. Also, funny thing, in the video game Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2006, each character has 4 different outfits that you can choose after unlocking them by beating around 40 to 50 enemies. One of the designs for Deadpool that we will go over on this list is the Ultimate Universe design, which is the first costume for Deadpool that you unlock. So get this, when you equip the Ultimate suit, the character mugshot is not the same design at all. No, it is the Age of Apocalypse suit that I'm going over right now, which is actually a suit you can get in X-Men Legends 2. People actually spent their time doing art for each character icon
and they actually, without any hesitation nor question whatsoever, decided to go with the Age of Apocalypse design, which is way off from the suit that you're currently wearing. Did they even know what suit they were making mugshots for at the game department before they started? How they messed that up? As no, don't expect me to jump to conclusions, as there are a few other mistakes with the character mugshots that the game developers somehow made. So yeah, as I said, this design sucks so hard. Yet another shitty redesign for a character that pretty much takes away everything that makes it recognizable. Okay, I assure you, the next ones won't be too bad. The X-Men suit. Okay, there's not a whole lot to discuss about this one. You basically take an X-Men suit and put on a Deadpool mask, then BAM! Glorious! This is pure beauty! Move over, Batman. This is the most fabulous and wondrous superhero suit ever! They really outdid themselves, no effort needed! Yes, it's kinda lame, so let's move on. Okay, I was tempting to include Stealth Pool on this list, but by judging the Google search results, this one seems to be very obscure and you cannot find shit whatsoever. So for those reasons, I'm gonna have to exclude Stealth Pool from the list. Yeah, I did a Deadpool quiz game to figure out the names of the Deadpool various suits. That was unfortunately the easiest way. Alright, let's move on with the list. Deadpool's Battle of the Atom suit. This one's quite a mixed bag. From the judgment of my eyes and what I see, this almost looks like they took a Stormtrooper suit and just slapped some crap on it. I'm not too sure how I feel about this one. The overall armor design is pretty mediocre and the hoodie makes the rest of the suit look off. The Pulp suit. This design is decent, I guess. I like that they leaned on the ninja aspect of Deadpool because if you look at the original design, you can see that he has some ninja elements. He's essentially a mix between a ninja and a hitman. The Pulp suit makes Deadpool look more like an defiant assassin. The overall design, however, I do have some issues with. I know they wanted him to fit more of the Deadly Killer vibe, but it would have been cool if the mask was fully covered. Secondly, I think the design should have more red around the bottom area. But yeah, hey, that's just my opinion. The X-Force suit. One of the most iconic Deadpool designs. It's cool, the overall vibe is sick, but design-wise, it's pretty much just a recolor. From the looks of it, it seems like they took the traditional Deadpool suit and made it gray. So yeah, there's nothing really special about this suit. The X-Man for Hire suit. Same treatment as the X-Force suit, but I kinda like this one a bit more. Unlike the X-Force suit, this one has colors that pop out. The color scheme is awesome to look at, but other than that, it's basically a recolor. The Ultimate suit. I fucking adore this suit. It's neat and unique spin on Deadpool suit. They changed the mask design to slightly be more ninja-like rather than just black circles around its eye sockets. And the costume itself keeps the vibe of the original suit but leans onto more assassin elements. Yeah, I don't have much else to say. The suit rocks. However, I do think it's a bit too clean and not very busy. Also, the spin on the character is different as well. This version of Deadpool can shapeshift. Okay. I'm a little mixed on that. Anywho, this suit's awesome. That's all. Thank you. Editor's note, I forgot to mention how fucking stupid he looks under that mask. It's the reason I don't switch his costume in Ultimate Alliance 2. Because you're stuck with that damn thing. God, why couldn't they just keep his mask on for that suit? It's in the concept art, but why couldn't they just use it? You had one job. Weapon X suit. I have a soft spot for this suit. The primary and secondary colors from the default suit with switched spots and the gear is awesome to look at. I also love the fact that it's sleeveless. That's something you don't see often regarding Deadpool suits. I don't actually have much else to say other than the fact this suit really fucks. Actually, I do. In merchandise and in other cases, they just take the standard suit and switch its colors. That's it. Where's the creativity? All you did was recolor the default suit and call it a day. No offense to any of these creators, but it's not brilliant but lazy. It's just lazy. The Weapon X suit itself in the comics not only switches the colors, but actually adds some more to the overall design. That's what truly makes it stand out when compared to other Deadpool suits. In my opinion, I feel this takes the cake for the most underrated Deadpool suit of all time. If only they would actually make it look like the suit rather than just recoloring it. There's actually very little cosplayers that don't do that. You put some major disrespect towards this suit. You disrespect the suit, you disrespect me. The movie suit. This one is great, it looks more comic accurate, but also adds some grounded elements to it. And it's also incredible that they were able to adapt the white eyes in the costume as well, just like in the comics. This suit proves that there are possibilities to add white lenses to superhero masks in live action. Sadly, Batman, who is known for his blank eyes, is still yet to come. I mean, technically they kinda did that for the detective mode in the Dark Knight films, so that's the closest we're gonna get. Anyways, this suit is good. It proves that you can get away with using comic book suits while also adding grounded elements. However, it's not one of my favorites. There's some things about the suit that I don't really vibe with, like for instance the brown pouches. Compared to the rest of the suit, they look kinda slapped on. I feel like they could have looked better if they were either red or black, or they could have given some other brown accents to him. Perhaps they could have given him a brown sash because Deadpool has had some brown accents to break up the red and black, and it looks much better. That's another thing I don't like. The strap. I'm not often used to seeing Deadpool with a strap around his chest, because usually he has the harness in front of his torso that breaks up around his shoulders. But hey, that's just my preference.
Ah yes, the infamous video game Deadpool. Why is it infamous, you may ask? Well, for starters, it completely butchered Deadpool's character and made him the idiot we're all used to. In most people's eyes, Deadpool's an idiot who swears a lot and screams chimichangas constantly, and also makes sex jokes. Gorshka is into this video. He explains pretty much everything wrong with Deadpool nowadays, because I cannot be the only one who's bothered by this. As for design, however, it's a pretty great design. I do think it's a lot better than his big screen appearance. As I said in the last segment, if you're gonna color the belt, make it red or black, or make it brown if it has other brown accents. Or make it... This design has a black belt that really blends in with the rest of the suit, and I like that. Color balancing is important. Another neat detail is that straps on the front torso area, just like the belt, the straps go very well with the overall design. Not that... Fuck, just give me a second. Fuck. Another neat detail is the straps on the front torso area. Just like the belt, the straps go very well with the overall design. Not only that, but the mask design is spectacular as well. This one is more expressive. The movie version was expressive too, but this one's facial expression leans more on the eyebrows, while the movie version is more stiff. But I'll let that slide since it would have looked a bit cartoony for a live action movie, even for Deadpool. If there's one downside, however, it's probably the gloves. It looks like the dude stopped by Dollarama and bought himself some rubber gloves. They look pretty cheap. Marvel Strike Force. This one is fucking fantastic. It may look a little too busy, but there's some things about the design I really like. The overall gear is more distinctive compared to most Deadpool designs, and I think the overall design would look great in live action. He actually looks like he would be a hired hitman. Also, I adore the fact that he has the Deadpool logo on his shoulders. Kinda like how Ultimate Cap has the stars. I think that's a pretty neat touch and really adds more to the design. First appearance. Okay, right now I should probably address something. People are probably gonna argue, that's literally just the classic suit! Which one? You know, just like Spider-Man, the classic suit is inconsistent and changes depending on the artist. So that's why I decided to have the many variations of the classic suit for this ranking, since some certain features that stands out while the other lacks. So yeah, this was the one that started it all, but it doesn't automatically mean it would take the #1 spot. I have a huge charming impact on classic suits for certain heroes, but the classic doesn't always mean best. Take a look at Iron Man for example. Back then he looked like some 60s robot. I mean, it was the 60s after all. And his current design looks so much better. Most of the time. This suit pretty much has the same charm as the classic Iron Man suit. It has bright colors and it hits differently from his modern designs. It was good for the time, as in today's standards they would definitely add more to his design. And they did. And it really has that 90s edge to it. Oh my god, 90s! So edgy! Rob Liefeld! Ah, so edgy! pouches! So much pouches! I love pouches! God, that's so edgy and cool! OMG lines! Cross-hatching! Lots of lines! So dark! Really cool! It's from the 90s! That means it has to be cool! This design is badass! Yeah, 90s! OMG Spawn! Darkness! Scarlet Spider! Perfect pose! He's such an edgelord! Oh, God! The Ultimate Spider-Man TV series. I don't have much to say for this one. It's a good Deadpool design and one of the few animated ones. I wish he would appear in animated shows more often, because I'm curious as to how he would be in X-Men Evolution and Wolverine and the X-Men. His design is good, but man, they made him such a pain in the ass in this show. He's being stupid everywhere he goes, and he purposely breaks Spider-Man's device. If there's one thing I'll give him, it's the traps joke.
Booby traps. You said traps!
That is some good shit. Marvel Midnight Suns. This one is good, not a whole lot to talk about. This is probably the best he's looked in the video game, graphics wise. So yeah, kinda around the same as Ultimate Spider-Man. X-Men the Animated Series. He only had a brief appearance given that he was pretty unknown at the time, as well as being a brand new character as he hit the comics industry as the show was being made. Some may argue that it's unfair to include a brief cameo in a tier list, but his overall look is sick, so I must. What is that feeling on his arm? That just screams 90s. He doesn't seem to have that anymore, but I dig it. Ed McGuinness. I love pretty much everything about this design. It's not so often that you see Deadpool bulky, because usually whenever he's adapted, he has sort of like this lean body type. But seeing him bulky feels pretty refreshing, and I like it. I also love the way Ed McGuinness draws the detail, like, look at the detail on the gloves. It's no surprising that Ed was part of inspiration for my art style, and the anatomy that's just, oh, that is so good. Did I forget to bring up the fact that I'm a huge fan of his work? Everything he draws is incredible. Everything up from the anatomy to the shadowing is just If I were to do a Batman ranking video, the Ed McGuinness would most likely take the #1 spot. Alright, here we are, the top 5. There's a few designs that are almost near perfect compared to one another. It was a tough decision on who would take the #1 spot, but I think I may have figured it out. Starting in 5th place, we have his 90s comic design. I love it. I much prefer the massive black spots on his mask rather than the radium ones. And the way that he is drawn looks amazing as well. He has that black strap that would disappear sometimes and I like it. It's a neat addition. Another interesting feature is the angry eyes. My god, he looks badass. It's no wonder the classic Deadpool figure I have is by far my favorite one I've collected. They should use this design more often. The design is killer. Literally. And in 4th place we have Modern. This one is absolutely astonishing. I love how the red segments break near the legs. Beans, shut up! Fucking dog. I like how the red segments break near the legs and lead to him having the red boots. And oh my god, I love the gauntlets! This shows that you can stay true to the classic suit but also add more detail. Speaking of astonishing, however, take a look at Wolverine's astonishing suit. Like I said with Deadpool, it takes the classic suit and adds modern elements. This, in my opinion, is the definitive— But Beans, shut up! This, in my opinion, is the definitive Wolverine suit, and I'm so happy that they used it as inspiration for his costume in the upcoming Deadpool and Wolverine. I really hope it doesn't wear the mask for like one scene though. And in 3rd place, we got Cable and Deadpool. Dude, that chest harness looks awesome. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the chest harness he wears is also a teleportation device. Seriously, it seems like they forgot Deadpool could teleport, myself included. Even Ryan Reynolds was like, why wasn't that in the damn movie? I really hope they bring back Deadpool's teleportation ability at some point, because I would love that. Man, Deadpool used to wear that a lot in the 2000s, so it's funny how a simple chest harness defines a character for me. 2nd place, Ultimate Alliance 2. Do I need to get into detail for this one? It's absolutely fabulous! They take the previous design I discussed and added more to it. Oh my god, the boots, the swords, the seams! I'm not exaggerating when I say that this suit would look absolutely perfect in live action. No, seriously, I wish they ditched the suit we got in the movie and gave us this. This would look so much better. And the #1 spot for the best Deadpool design goes to... I mean, what do you even want me to say? I love Jeff Matsuda's work. He was involved with the Batman, which I've hardly seen, and he also did some comic covers as well. Dude! How can you look at that and not be amazed? Jeff Matsuda is up there with Mark Bailey and Thomas Perkins as one of the best artists in media. The stylization is impressive. I love how lean his figure is, and yes, I gotta say, the overall style might actually be the definition of Deadpool. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. My mom just walked in. So, anyways, this actually might be the definition of Deadpool. He's expressive. He's wacky. He's deadly. This is not only Deadpool's first full animated appearance, but also his best one. I'm a little mixed on Nolan North's portrayals as the wisecracking assassin, but this one was probably the most Deadpool he was to me. Because most of the time he sounds like he'd be the roller coaster announcer or like a ringleader at a circus or some shit. But no, he actually sounds like Deadpool here. So yeah, that was every Deadpool design ranked. If you want me to do more characters, let me know. I might be doing certain characters because man, this was a lot to go through. Anyways, thank you for watching. Stay tuned.